Hello BookTube, my name is Juan, I am just one reader, and this is a very exciting video for me to make because today I want to celebrate Katie Lumsden and her debut novel that was just very recently published, The Secrets of Hartwood Hall. Katie is of course from the channel Books and Things, which is a BookTube channel. I think it's one of the first channels that I ever subscribed to, even before I was on BookTube myself, I believe. I've been watching Katie and her videos, especially regarding Charles Dickens, for years. I feel like I know her. I don't know her personally. I've never really talked like one-to-one with her. But I just feel like I know her. I think I actually quoted her and several of her videos in one of my dissertation papers for my psychoanalytical degree, which, you know, I've done a lot of research about literature, and I mentioned Dickens, and of course Katie's videos are incredibly well versed and very helpful. So I adore Katie. Just as a persona, I just love how, and by the way, this video is not really about her. I really want to delve into the book itself because I really want to recommend it to all of you watching, but I can't really properly go into talking about the book without mentioning that I do think all of the things that I love about Katie herself as a booktuber, as a persona, as a communicator, those things are very well personified in this book. I love how Katie as a booktuber is very fast, is very talkative. She has a lot of rhythm in her videos. You know, she speaks very quickly and very eloquently and very elegantly, but you're still trying to catch up with her, and that's kind of the feel of the prose in the book. So I think if you enjoy Katie's channel, Books and Things, you will adore her novel. But even if you've never heard of her or you don't really have any interest on BookTube videos or Charles Dickens or anything Victorian at all, you will still really enjoy this book. I want to recommend this book to everyone and anyone watching because I feel like this is a great, thrilling mystery ride to just enjoy on a few days, on a few sittings, on like a holiday weekend or something. It's an incredibly commercial book, but I don't want that to sound like it's some sort of judgment, because I think it's actually really commendable that Katie was able to write commercial fiction, sort of a Victorian twist, or rather a modern contemporary commercial twist on a Victorian set of tropes. I think that's really something to be applauded and recognized, because she manages to write a story that is filled to the brim with Victorian tropes. And in a way, it is kind of a predictable story, if you could call it that, but it's so well written and so incredibly well paced and structured that it's such a treat. It's a delightful read. It's an experience that only took me like 3, maybe 4 sittings. The book is relatively short. It's only 335 pages, more or less, in this beautiful edition, which is by Dudden. But it's a book that reads so fast-paced with a lot of rhythm, like her own videos. The writing and the pacing and the structure and the rhythm actually reminded me a lot of The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. I think that's the book that this book sort of reminded me the most of, in a good way. It's not to say that the book is copying or mimicking it, but it certainly has that vibe. Also, the book is just, it's quite an homage and a tribute to the Bronte sisters' works, especially, you know, Jane Eyre. Actually, the book itself of Jane Eyre is mentioned in the book quite a lot, and the characters read Jane Eyre, which it's just such a treat, because we know as a BookTube audience just how much Katie loves Jane Eyre, and you know, it's just so nice to read that. So the book itself, what is it about? Should I even mention the plot? It's just a very conventional, kind of tropey Victorian novel, but there are some modern twists. There's, I guess, if you could call it a modern kind of, a more contemporary approach in, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to spoil anything, so I won't say it. But yeah, it's just such a great blend of commercial contemporary fiction, especially the writing, but it's because it's so accessible and so enjoyable and so readable, but it is incredibly Victorian in its tropes and its characters, and the writing is just really balanced because it is elegant and sort of historically very well placed and precise and accurate, but it never feels like it's dragging or like it's purpley. No, it's incredibly fast-paced. The chapters are very short, and I loved that. Not ridiculously short, like annoyingly short. They are just perfect. They are the right amount. You just want more. You just want to consume more and more and more and more. And when you come to the climax and then the conclusion of the story, you are left with a feeling of just enjoyment and satisfaction. The book is very mysterious. There's a lot of secrets, and you as a reader start making these ideas and possible sort of hypotheses about what's potentially going on, and we don't know, and there's no way of really knowing until the very end. There's the typical Victorian chapter at the end of the book where everything is solved beautifully by some of the characters explaining what's going on, but it's not I don't want it to sound like it's info dumpy in a bad way. It's info dumpy in the good way, like the way that most of these novels were written back then, and I think it's incredibly well done. I enjoyed this book so much. I wish more people would read it. It's a book that I think should be sold. It should be just displayed on the new arrivals sections of commercial booksellers, bookstores, because I think this is a book that pretty much anyone could really enjoy, even if you've never read anything Victorian or Victorian feeling. This book is just so well written. It's just the living proof, the hard evidence that if something is well told, if any story is well told, people will love it and people will read it, and I think this is a great example of that. So thank you so much, Katie, from Books and Things, for everything that you've given me as a booktuber and now as a reader. I will be following your career so anxiously and so eagerly. This book was such a delight. The Secrets of Hartwood Hall for me is a 4-star book. Not quite a 5, but that's only because I am incredibly picky about my 5-star ratings. But this book, The Secrets of Hartwood Hall, make it a priority. You will really enjoy it.